As a general rule of thumb, 3 days without water and 3 weeks without food. That's probably as long as you're looking to last without those vital necessities for life. When we speak about survival, it's highly dependent on the environment that you're in. These are a few basic top tips for how to sustain yourself in a cold weather environment. Out here in Estonia, in the winter, the priority is going to be heat and shelter initially, followed by water and then food. The shelter, clearly you need to consider how many people need to be accommodated. The basic material that you need to collect are logs to build a frame, and then also plenty of brushwood to retain that heat. To start the fire, you need some tinder, small combustible materials. Out here, birch bark works particularly well even when wet. You then progress up to kindling, small sticks, no thicker than a finger. You can then start to add on larger logs as fuel. Out here, water is really easy to come by, so whether that's by melting snow or finding some sort of water feature to collect and then boil, ensuring it's safe. In terms of food, you firstly want to think about some sort of snare device to catch the small animal. Then you want to consider how you're going to process it and cook it so it's safe to eat. Prior to finding yourself in a survival situation, you want to try and arm yourself with as much knowledge as possible, reading books, researching what flora is actually edible out here in the wild. A few items to consider when operating in this environment are your flint and steel to start a fire. That will 100% work all the time when wet. Secondly, items for cutting wood, so some form of small folding saw and also a small knife with which to process firewood.